much for coming. The cast is really excited to have an audience and not somebody like me yelling at them all the time. We're pretty excited. On behalf of the Cedar Springs Community Players and the Kent Theater, I want to welcome you to tonight's event. Opening night, we're pretty excited. If any of you ever have an interest to act, or be up on stage, or be behind the stage, just let me know. We'd love to have you part of it. Obviously, I can't learn my lines. You know, some of you may have noticed there's a slight resemblance between the title of this play and Murder on the Orient Express. You know, I'm going to tell you that's purely coincidental. I had no intention, but what I did was, in order to calm everybody's fears, I've actually hired Miss Christie, who's Agatha Christie, a private detective, and a man who actually rode the Orient Express to come out and talk to us. It's Mr. Hercule Poirot.
Bon, I am the brilliant Hercule Poirot, solver of unsolvable crimes, a Belgian gentleman and a fictional character. This is how I maintain my good looks and useful here.
Monsieur Poirot, please share with the audience your findings about the many differences between the American Express and the Orient.
Bon, the Orient Express is filled with civilized and cultured people, Europe's aristocracy. The American Express is filled with, well, Americans.
What's wrong with Americans?
They can be loud in the theater, they click snappy flash photos, they chew with their mouths open, and they forget to silence their cell phones. They are, what you say, rude, distracted, unfocused.
You know, this is a terrific audience. They know to turn their cell phones off. They know not to take pictures. They know not to chew with their mouth full. They know not to burp. Okay? So why don't we just get back to your findings of the difference, okay?
Very well. I have analyzed the script for hours, much of that time spent sleeping in pure boredom. Based on the research and the amount of money paid to me by Mr. Phillips, I have found that there is no significant similarity between Murder on the American Express and Murder on the Orient Express.
Great, then we're all ready to start.
Oh, and in addition, I found no Russian collusion. How do you know it is wrong? And who the heck are you?
I am Agatha Christie.
You are Agatha Christie. No. You don't look like she, you don't sound like she, and you certainly don't use the same bathroom as she. Furthermore, Madame Christie is dead, and you look a lot worse than dead.
Unlike you, Huck, I was a real person. I suffered through the death and denial. And the afterlife is so stressful. Now for you, Mr. Phillips, I have contacted the Federal Trademark Authorities and provided them with a copy of a secret dossier proving their deception. They will be contacting you shortly to discuss the theft of my play. And they will be looking into whether or not Herc colluded with you.
I have now decided that Miss Christie is correct. Agatha, I am now a witness for the prosecution. You can pay me the $130,000 later.
You two cannot intimidate me. I insist. Leave the stage now. Is this theater security here? Get out of here. I think we better start soon because I want to get done before the authorities arrive. Okay?
I wanted to talk to you before tomorrow's council meeting. Jordy, I'm man. I was merely quoting from your inauguration speech a couple days back. You said your priority was to uproot the city.
Jordy, I never said I wanted to uproot the city. I said my priorities were 1, to improve the quality of life in the city, and 2, to clean up the damaged and uprooted trees that were from last month's storm.
Way too many words for a headline there, man. I just condensed it a bit to cover all the highlights. That's what journalists do.
Is there anything else I can get you?
Oh, no thank you. You know, for my first time here, it wasn't too bad.
Well, thank you, Mayor Man. At Georgia's Bar, we aim to please, and since I am Georgia, the pleasure is all mine. If you're all set, I'll fetch the bill. Would you like a drink for the road?
Oh, no thank you. I rarely drink alcohol.
Well, now that you're mayor, I suspect that to change.
But I wouldn't take one for the road either. Please bring me my bill and put Jordy's meal on my tab. Do you take credit cards?
Well, we sure do. Just not MasterCard, Visa, Diners Club, Discover. We take American Express, of course.
Okay. Here's my American Express.
Mayor, this is the city's card.
And what's the problem? This is city business after all.
Well, if the mayor's buying, I'll take a whiskey and make it a double.
Can I see your ID?
You know how old I am, Mama. I'm pretty sure you were nearby when I was born.
Well, your mama says you don't need a drink. I'll be right back with the check.
Jordy, people here look at me as an outsider coming in to take control of the city. Your newspaper could calm those concerns. After all, I won the election fair and square. Now that's newspaper. I am the people's choice.
You were the only choice. No one else ran against you. You got 55% of the votes. Selby Wiggins almost beat you, and he was a write-in.
Yeah, who the hell is Selby Wiggins anyway?
Don't know, but that's who I voted for.
All I ask is that you use more discretion in your articles. And please, call me Anita.
Okay, Mayor Anita Man. But discretion doesn't sell papers. My college professors, they went on and on about how journalists need to be honest and impartial.
Good journalists need to be honest and impartial.
Well, that's certainly what journalists tell you. But they know it ain't true. Bizarre is what the readers want. That sells papers. Now, if the story happens to be true, well, that's great. But sometimes, truth is about as helpful as a trapdoor in a canoe.
I disagree. Discretion and honesty are a must for good journalists.
Life as a politician and a journalist is basically the same. Honesty will come back to bite you. But I appreciate your feedback. I'll jot down some notes here on the importance of honesty and discretion in our own gas city politics. I feel a story coming on. Headline: Mayor to mix honesty with politics. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, Mama.
Hold on. Mama needs some sugar.
Mama.
All right, thanks again. Here is your receipt. You can add the tip right here on this line.
This is your restaurant, isn't it, Georgia?
Yes, it has been for 10 years.
And I just bought your son's dinner. And you made money on my meal. I don't think a tip is necessary.
Hey, Georgia, can I get another drink?
Only if you pay for the last one.
Well, you know I get my disability check on Monday. As sure as my name is Selby Wiggins, you'll get paid.
Your name ain't Selby Wiggins. And besides, I'd be bankrupt if I trusted customers like you who've stiffed me before. You're lucky I'll still let you in this place.
Well, my money troubles will soon be over. As soon as my singing career takes off, I'll be able to buy this whole stinking town. Now let me sing some for you, if I can just remember the words. I'll always be at least a burden.
Stop! Your singing has a big problem. You couldn't carry a tune if you had a bucket.
Neither could Bob Dylan.
Here is the deal. You can stay, only if you sit where I can't see you. Or smell you. Oh, you smell so bad you can aggravated.
Well, if it isn't my dear brother, come to join me for a drink.
I drink to have fun. Ain't no way I'd ruin that by sitting with you.
You should have been here last Tuesday, Peter. That was the last time you was here. See the big smiley face on the calendar?
Georgia, is my brother bothering you?
That's a stupid question. He's here, isn't he?
Hey, you calling me stupid?
Yep, you're so stupid you couldn't find your ass with both hands in your back pocket.
Now, if I could just get him to stop singing. Hey, it's hurting my ears.
He won't stop, and he don't ever get the words right.
You gotta admit, other than that, I'm pretty damn good.
Here is your drink. Now, if you go sit in the corner and be quiet, I'll get you one more. But if you have got to sing, I have the perfect song for you. It's called The Sound of Silence.
I gotta go see a man about a horse. Georgia, pour me some wine. I'll be right back.
But why do I gotta go in the corner? There ain't nobody here. Well, except for my brother.
It's almost happy hour.
Well, I won't be happy for 5 minutes if you stick me in the corner.
I don't care. People will be arriving any minute.
Well, speak of the devil. Okay, off to the corner I go. Hello, darkness, my old friend. No one will talk with me again.
Good evening, Father. It is nice to see you tonight.
Hello, Georgia. But since I became the parish priest last month, you've seen me most nights.
Well, I just figured that was something you wanted everybody to know. I was trying to be discreet.
I appreciate that.
So can I get to the usual then, Father?
So much for being discreet. But tonight, I'm going to let you pick my drink. You did that last week, and I so much enjoyed it.
Sure thing.
And just so that you know, I don't come here mainly to drink. I come to meet the locals and hear about the problems people are having here in Gas City. You never know whose soul you can save.
Sure, everyone's got a great reason to have a drink.
My great reason for drinking is I like getting drunk.
You know, you do have a point. People are more likely to confess their real problems after drinking in a bar than praying in a church.
Okay, Georgia, I'm back.
Let me just make sure my hearing wasn't going bad. You said wine, like the stuff you pour in a glass with a stem.
Yeah, do you have something I might like?
I might have some Foods Farm in the back. Maybe some Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, hi there.
Hello. How are you this evening?
Well, you must know. Georgia, bring out 2 bottles. You must be the new priest in town. I'm Peter Van Meter. And you are?
I'm Father Sinbad. Would you care to join me?
Father Sinbad. That's a perfect name for a priest. Of course, you can't shorten that at all, can you? Father Sin, Father Bad, in the one word. But together, it's downright ideal. Good choice.
Sinbad was my name from birth. My mother was into sailors and pirates. It's a very strange sense of humor. It's nice to meet you, Peter. Are you Catholic?
No, I'm Baptist. And you, Father?
Catholic.
Hey, you thought I was stupid?
Baptist, huh? I thought Baptists usually abstain from drinking alcohol.
Well, only when we're together or we're at church. When we're alone and out of the sight of the minister, we're left to our own discretion. And right now, my discretion is saying, have a bottle or two. And unlike your franchise, Father, there's a little risk of my Baptist minister showing up here tonight.
Perhaps you should consider listening to your minister rather than your discretion.
The Padre don't preach. Peter's out of reach. Padre don't preach.
You just shut up, sit down, and drink your drink. Or how about all three? Please excuse my brother, Father. He drinks way too much.
Perhaps that's a family trait.
Our Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his flask was his home.
Excuse me, but he has no damn manners. Will you shut the hell up?
So, that's your brother. Do you want me to invite him over here?
I don't even want him to be here. If he joins us, I'm gone. Yeah, that's my brother. My twin, to be exact.
You two are twins? You don't look too much alike.
Thank you. Peter and me ain't nowhere close to being identical.
Wait. You're Peter. He's re-Peter. You must be the older brother.
Yep, Peter and Repeater Van Meter.
Guess your mother had a sense of humor too.
Well, other than the name, they got little in common. No offense to your mama, Peter, but I suspect you and Repeater might even have different daddies.
Being that you're Being that you're a Baptist, does your wife have a problem with you drinking?
Well, she did about 5 years ago. But she dumped me. But your question does remind me of how much I love being single. Nobody bugs me about my drinking.
Okay, I get the hint.
Here's your drinks.
Keep it coming, Georgia. Today's been a real stressful day. Matter of fact, all week's been stressful.
Well, Father, I hope you like pina coladas. Repeater, have you seen even just one note about this pina colada?
Just calm down. Ain't no good song about pina colada.
So, Peter, where do you live?
Well, on the other side of the train station, right next to the coal mine. It's on the lake, which is darn pretty. Well, except for all the weeds taking over, and all the black spots near the coal mine, and all the trains going by every hour, and the trucks going by every hour, and the thick black clouds of smoke going by. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like to go hiking on the hollow, and sometimes I even like to bungee jump. Would you like to bungee with me sometime?
I am looking forward to heaven, but I will let God decide when my time is up. Don't want to rush ahead too fast.
Well, I might be moving soon if everything goes according to plan. Selling my land would give me some money. Ooh, get me away from her. You see that lady that just walked in? That's Lily Mae Cummins. She's my neighbor.
Do you want me to invite her over?
Hell no!
Watch your damn language, Father. Sit down as a priest, for God's sake.
Look around, Georgia. This here's a bar, not a church.
Don't worry, I've heard far worse.
Father, that lady is so mean she could make the Pope cuss. And it's only gotten worse since she divorced her husband about a year ago.
Well, he ain't no saint either.
There are very few saints in this world. But oftentimes, people are just going through hard points.
Remember to love thy neighbor as thyself.
I don't like myself most of the time.
A friendly conversation might make life a lot better.
I tried that the other day. I was in my backyard working on my golf game. You know, chipping and hitting some short irons. Well, one of the balls went a little further than I reckoned and ended up in her backyard.
You hit a golf ball into her backyard?
I meandered over there, ever so politely, and she comes storming out the house like a tornado in a trailer park. Just raving about how rude I was and that I never learned no lesson.
He ain't exactly telling the whole story, Father.
Okay, I did break a couple of her windows last year, chipping golf balls, but my swing has gotten better. I figured if I turned my right thumb inward a tad, my slice disappeared. Ain't no way I'll be breaking any of her windows anytime soon.
Maybe instead of hitting golf balls, you could go over and offer to bring a gift or help out. What could go wrong?
Lots.
Little May, can I get you something to eat?
That man over there's a jerk. And I ain't talking about the pastor.
Oh, that Father's Sinbad, and he's a priest.
His name is Father Sinbad?
Yes, and he is talking to that jerk, asking him to be a little nicer to his neighbors. Who knows, maybe he'll make some progress.
Well, if anyone believes in miracles, it'd be a priest.
Good evening, ladies.
Hello, Mr. Buick.
Oh, please call me Bobby. Do you mind if we sit over there?
Sure, Bobby. I'll be there in just a minute. I just have to finish my conversation with Georgia.
Now, don't you take too long. We have important business to discuss. Georgia, fetch me a bourbon. And whatever Miss Cummins having, put on my tab. Here's my American Express.
Lily May, you're here to see Mr. Buick?
Oh, I know what you're thinking. But I was married already, and I've been down that road once before, and I ain't going down it again. He invited me here to discuss some business.
Well, I doubt it's his coal business you'll be discussing. Bobby Buick is probably the richest man in the city. There is no harm in checking out his desires.
Georgia, he's married, remember?
Well, don't let that stop you. Bobby Buick can afford a dozen women.
Oh, he ain't my type. But we're gonna find out soon enough what he wants to discuss.
You listen to me, Lily Mae. Don't you play too hard to get or you will spoil the deal.
Thanks so much for coming, Miss Cummins.
Oh, now, Father, we've known each other for some time now. We sit on the city council together. I'll call you Bobbin, and you can call me Lily Mae.
Sure, Miss May. But I'll get right to the point. As you know, I'm the owner of the coal mine in town.
And what a lovely coal mine.
And that's what I want to talk to you about tonight.
The coal mine?
We have an opportunity to expand our business. And with that, we'll provide a lot more benefit for our city, as well as a lot more jobs.
Oh, Baba, that's so sweet of you. But I already have a job.
I'd love to hire you, darling, but the real reason I'm here is we need to expand our coal loading capacity. And to do that, we need to reopen the train station and secure the land around it. And the solution
Would be to buy my property. Well, Mr. Buick, is that where this is heading?
Please, call me Bobby. Lily Mae, you're a mighty smart woman, and I'm prepared to make you a mighty fine offer.
Well, I wasn't expecting this. I'm not sure I want to sell my land. How much you offering?
My attorney will contact you, but the sale does have one condition.
Go on.
your neighbor, Peter Van Meter. He must also sell me his property. I need both properties for my plan to work.
I will not speak for, to, or with Peter Van Meter. To put it kindly, he's an ass. Selling my property, living next to him would be motivation to sell my property.
I didn't realize the two of you went on friendly terms. If you think it best, I can contact him independently.
Well, Bobby, my home has been in my family for nearly 100 years. But I'm still willing to listen to y'all.
I appreciate that. Do you have any other questions?
I can't really think of anything right now, except in how much you gonna pay?
My attorney will handle that. Can I get you another drink?
No, if I have another, I won't be able to think clearly.
Oh, then by all means, let me get you another.
I'm fine.
Evening, Georgia. Could you pour me a wine, please?
Well, sure, Jeremiah. Wow, that's 2 wines in one day. Must be something in the air of Gas City.
Lily Mae, what are you talking with Mr. Buick about?
It's none of your business.
It is so my business. You are my wife.
Your ex-wife, remember? We went before the judge with the roll and the gavel.
I remember that day, Lily Mae. Oh, you were so excited.
Okay, maybe you're my ex-wife, but I still care about you.
You didn't care about me when we was married, Jeremiah Fox. Why should you stop now?
Now, how would you know if I cared or not? You never wanted to be around me. You were too busy out hiking or paddling around the lake in that stupid boat.
It's called a kayak. I'm rather floating out on a lake than sitting on my butt watching stupid TV shows every night. I am a water lily. That counts, Tatum.
So what were you talking with Mr. Buick about?
For your information, he was interested in buying my property.
What? You can't sell to him. He's a low-down snake in the grass.
You sure do have a short memory. You have no say in this. You're divorced. In case you forgot, she just reminded you a few seconds ago.
You had better stay out of this, Bobby Buick, if you know what's good for you.
I'm right here, Jeremiah, if you need help. I've been
We
looking
can
for
take
it.
this outside right now if you want.
You want some of this, Father?
All right, please, folks. Please don't take us outside. Fight right here in the bar. It attracts a lot more customers.
Really, May, you know I want that land. I'll be showing my plans to the city to build a new public rail station where passengers can board the train in comfort. And I can put my general store right next door to the train stop.
Yeah, and I'm on board too, so to speak.
A new general store would be so much better than a bigger coal mine. Just imagine it. Travelers aboard the American Express, stopping in our little town, looking at all the beautiful scenery.
Beautiful scenery? There ain't nothing there but that ugly old coastline.
Right now, without a proper train stop, that train goes right on by Gas City. Everyone on that train is passing gas. My store would be great for the community.
You be grateful you. After all you put me through in the divorce, it'll be a old day in hell when I'm gonna sell you my land.
She's as cold as that. Nothing'll make her nice, I know.
Repeater Van Meter, if you say or sing anything else, my attorney will contact you, challenging your disability claim.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
I don't think it wise to get involved, Father. Lily Mae and Jeremiah were married. They like to argue. Have you ever been married, Father?
No,
Oh, there it is. That man and I were divorced a year ago.
In the eyes of the church, you are married for life.
What God has joined together, let no man separate.
Well, thank God I'm a woman. Man and I separated for life.
We'll be all right, Father. She's so be nothing resolved here anyway.
I think he's right.
What?
We ain't gonna sell this here tonight. Maybe we should let the new mayor sort this out. Maybe I should pay her a little visit before the next council meeting.
To be sure and put another politician in your pocket?
Well, maybe I'll go pay the mayor a visit myself. But tonight, I think I'm gonna start working on my golf swing again.
You had better not.
Oh, I feel a slice coming on. See y'all later. Ford.
You know, while I'm thinking about it, I may go buy Peter a couple dozen golf balls for his birthday. Evening, everybody.
Oh, those men really know how to piss me off.
Jeremiah's full of bull crap. So is that clear in mind. Never understood much of what they said, but when they leave, I can drink their wine. This really is a mighty fine wine.
Thank you so much for your support, Mayor. And I wouldn't worry too much about Jordan's headlines. All you need to do is pressure his mom and tell him to stop being so pissed.
Why, Bobby Buick, buying off the mayor already, I see.
I cannot be bought.
Oh, really?
This meeting will come to order. Everybody sit down. First order of business. Georgia, we're going to need an official motion if you want the council to consider your ordinance.
Well, I move that we pass a city motion making it a crime for any person to wear in public pants that purposely show underwear or intergluteal clefts.
What's an intergluteus cleft? Oh, it's a butt crack.
Any second on the motion. The motion will not be considered.
People, we really need to start cleaning up our city.
People don't wear their pants like that on purpose. Besides, think of the impact this would have on Bubby Gurney, the town plumber.
People do wear their pants like that on purpose. Just last week when Peter walked into the bar.
I knew you was trying to single me out. All I can say is, if you ain't seen my butt yet, here's something you never heard of, baby.
If now the world isn't reason to pass this motion.
The motion has no support.
Headline, Butt Bill goes down low.
Shut up, Jordy. Mayor Mann, you had an item you wanted to discuss?
Thank you, Mr. Buick. I was reviewing our city ordinances and came across something very interesting. In 1951, the city council passed a law banning the sale of alcohol on Sundays.
That law hasn't been enforced in 20 years, and I am the only place in town that sells liquor.
We could consider rescinding the law, but until then, law enforcement must enforce that law. An effective government cannot be ignored with enforcement of the law just because it is politically contrary to their opinion.
I move that we rescind it.
By city rules, rescinding any law requires a pre-scheduled city meeting. I think we could schedule one maybe in December.
December? That's 5 months from now. Do you have any idea how much money I would lose if I have to close on Sundays?
Georgia, I am willing to discuss some compromise after the meeting.
My daddy said that law was passed because the Baptists wanted to get people to stop drinking on Sunday.
On the behalf of the Catholic Church, I must say we have no problem either rescinding the law or not enforcing it.
On behalf of the city, we are bound by the Constitution that
Joseph, what do you think of all this?
First of all, please address me as Chief Joseph.
Chief Joseph, you're the only policeman we have. How can you be a chief?
I recently discovered my grandmother was 10% Cherokee Native American. I want to respect my family heritage. Please call me Chief Joseph.
Okay, Chief Joseph. What do you think about the mayor shutting me down on Sundays or let people drive in from Podunk under the influence?
On behalf of the city police force, I must say, we have no problem enforcing more laws and issuing more tickets. As a matter of fact, I'd say we enjoy it.
We enjoy it? You're the only police officer in town.
Okay, I enjoy it. I enjoy pulling people over, I enjoy writing tickets, I enjoy making money for this city. I enjoy being in control.
Officer Joseph, all I ask.
It's Chief Joseph.
Officer Joseph, all I ask is that you keep the city safe. Now, the money and the power is none of your concern. Furthermore, I think it's dangerous for any law enforcement agency to go and take power without the guidance and restraint of government officials. Police are often too reckless in their enforcement of the law. Now, you and I will talk later on how the police will go forward on enforcing the law and keeping the city safe.
We might make the city safer by getting rid of the mayor.
On the other hand, Georgia, as the treasurer, you need to raise revenue as much as you can.
Our current balance is almost $20,000.
Hardly enough to do what's right for our city citizens. Unfortunately, our lack of funds shows a real inconsistency on the management, or I should say mismanagement, of our funds to date. Georgia, how long have you been the treasurer?
Long enough to recognize a low-down rude.
Will the secretary please note that we need to schedule a city meeting to discuss Sunday drinking laws in December?
Yeah, I got it. Not sure why I gotta be secretary.
Well, George is already treasurer, and you're the only other woman on the board.
Let's move on to the last item. We have an opportunity to greatly and vastly improve the vitality and prosperity of our city. I am going to propose a proposal that will greatly improve our city. This will be great for Gas City.
And I suspect for you,
This fine piece of legislation will allow our biggest industry, the Buick Coal Mining Company, to expand, thereby creating more jobs and more revenue for our city.
We built this city on rock and coal.
That is a brazen conflict of interest. Put that on the record, Lily Mae.
Don't you ought to get round, Peter Van Meter.
Bobby Buick, as a councilman, how can you propose a law that only benefits you?
Like that's never been done before.
Every law affects one or more members of our council. If we eliminate all conflict, we won't vote on anything.
Well, the city would be much better off for it.
I suspect this new proposal will only serve to help the rich get richer. Honestly, why do we want to promote a business that not only pollutes the air and the lake, but will be out of date in a few short years? It makes no sense. I say we build something that the people want, something that will bring shoppers into this town.
You tell him, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah Box, like you don't have the same motivation as Bobby Buick. It's all about helping you.
Well, and me.
You want to build your cheap little store. No one's going to step off the American Express and buy anything in Gas City. That store will end up like you.
risk of getting personal, I believe
We are far beyond that point.
Don't you ever call me that wretched name again. When I divorced you, I gave you back that name. It is Lily Mae Cummins, now and forever.
whatever you calling yourself these days, it has not changed the fact that you are a harpy. And if you continue to insult me, you will be sorry.
Listen, everyone, you can't resolve anything if you keep shouting at each other.
Yes, we can!
I know I'm not on the board, and I'm new here, but perhaps someone needs to calm everyone down.
She ain't never gonna calm down. She just wants to punish any man that disagrees with her. She can't get past her overbearing, bossy personality. Jeremiah's right. That woman is a harpy.
People, please, let's remain civil. Remain civil? We was never civil to start with.
Well, any civil group would pass an ordinance to hide butt cracks.
Maybe the chief thinks he should do something.
Normally, I would step in and help the mayor out, but per her own advice, I must wait for her instructions. It would be a darn shame if she
People,
got hurt.
can we please take a nice deep breath? Now, I know the issue is very controversial.
It is hardly the issue that's controversial. It's the personalities. And you're leading the pack.
I'm aware that this issue can make the situation very tense. Perhaps a different approach is needed for us all to get along.
Purple haze all through her brain. Either that or she's quite insane.
Please. Let's calm down. Joseph.
Please, everyone calm down. How's that?
Come on, people. Let's pretend we are responsible adults and let the mayor speak. Then we can get back to our normal behavior. Go ahead, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Now, obviously, we have some conflicting views on the best use for the land. And I think we need to carefully consider what is best for Gas City. And then move forward to do what's optimal for the land.
It's not the land, it's my land we're talking about here.
Excuse me. It was your land. It's my land now, and Peter's land.
This land is his land. This land is her land. From Georgia's bar to Lily Mae's cash.
Mayor Man is taking us in the right direction. Go ahead, Mayor.
I have been in touch with several people, and after extensive thought and discussion,
How extensive could the thought or discussion be? You've been mayor for 1 week.
Please, let the mayor ramble.
after much thought, I propose we fulfill the need the county has had for quite some time. This proposal will not only be environmentally friendly, but will tremendously assist our community and surrounding areas.
You're starting to sound like a politician.
Thank you. I am a politician.
No, you are starting to sound like a California politician.
She's as bad as I sound. Baddest mayor in the whole damn town.
For the last time, let the mayor speak.
After talking with County Commissioner Ronald Rump, I have decided to push forward and make the land an ergonomic and environmentally friendly landfill.
I was wrong. The mayor is not taking us in the right direction. In fact, she's taking us right down into the swamp. Someone needs to shut her up.
Headline, Mayor to create Rump's dump.
I say impeach her.
You are not going to stop me from getting what I want.
You can't put a dump within smelling distance of the church.
Listen, I own my land and Peter owns his land, and as long as I'm alive, I ain't gonna sell it to the county for no stinking dump.
Lily Mae's right. I'd have to be 6 feet under to sell my land for that, and even then I'd put up a fight.
Commissioner Rump told me that there would be people not going along with this decision. So I guess you leave me no other option but take to control of the land by eminent domain. Now don't worry, the government will give you fair value for your property.
Headline: Mayor Mann says fair government should seize our lands.
Peter and Lily Mae, I think you need to sell me your land right now. I have both the determination and the money to fight her in court. Plus, I know all the judges. She won't stand a chance getting that land.
I don't want a coal mine taking over my land.
Or you can sell the land to me. I can fight the mayor too.
Making it over, I'd rather sell it to the county than to sell my land to that piece of trash.
Listen, you can't solve anything by fighting if you want to do it in a civil manner.
We don't want to be civil, and we love fighting.
No, Father Sinbad is right. We need to focus on the one causing the problem. We need to impeach the mayor.
You better shape up, Verity, man. There's a bull I set on you.
Mayor, man, I think it wise that you leave. Officer Joseph.
It's Chief Joseph.
1,000 apologies. Chief Joseph, don't you think we should escort the mayor out for her own safety?
According to the mayor, I'm not competent enough to think for myself. I must wait for her instructions.
Chief Joseph, I think I need your assistance.
Whatever. Everyone calm down. Police is going to escort the mayor out.
Good riddance. Headline: Chief saves mayor from city council carnage.
I think it wise that everyone head home. Things have gotten far too heated. You all should relax before making any decisions.
All in favor to adjourn the meeting?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
I'm so sorry I got so upset.
Well, I've seen you upset a time or two, Lily Mae, but usually your anger's directed at me.
Well, Peter, you can be a jerk sometime. You've got a terrible golf slide.
Lily Mae, I think it best if we work together on this.
Yeah, I think you're right. This land decision's going to greatly impact us, our family, and the community. And if you try not to be such a jerk,
I promise to try.
then I'll try to work with you.
I think this is a good start.
Look, you two own the land. You're in control. If you can just get past your differences, make a plan and take action, I think everything would be just fine.
That's some good advice, Georgia.
Yeah, but who's going to mediate when you and me start to butt heads?
Well, if you have a problem, y'all can give me a call.
And the same goes for me. This is a good start.
He did what? And you said what? Oh my goodness, this is amazing! I am so happy for you. No problem, don't worry, I'll take care of everything. You just enjoy your time. Bye.
The devil walked into Georgia.
Hey, Georgia, I thought I'd give your place one more try.
Well, how kind of you, Mayor Man. But since I am the only bar in town, your choices are limited.
I know you're not happy with my initiatives for the city. Change is difficult, and sometimes that change comes fast and is hard to understand.
Oh, you misjudge me. I welcome change. When is the next mayor's election?
Well,
drinking in your city?
Oh, you misjudged me. I want the tax revenue, and liquor is a quicker way to get it.
Just not on Sundays.
Well, naturally, the bar owner is a Christian man who would close the bar on Sundays. I'll keep you posted. Hi there, Bobby. Thanks for coming. Have a seat, and we'll talk about my plans.
You said things had changed. You know, I don't like the idea of a landfill next to my coal mine. Ruin the ambiance. Georgia, I have a beer. Mayor, what do you want?
Well, as you know, I rarely drink alcohol. But maybe this is the time I should have one. What do you recommend?
I know just what to get you. Drinks will be out in a minute.
So what's changed?
Well, to be honest, Commissioner Rump wasn't very thrilled about all the opposition on the landfill.
Thank God some politicians care about the public sentiment.
It's only because he's up for re-election next month, and he's still recovering from Jordy's article. Gas City to host Rump's dump. You know, it got put in all the papers and got attention throughout the county. Eminent domain is off the table for now.
So what do you want with me?
Oh, Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. You may not think it, but you and I have very much the same perspective. What interests you interests me. We both want what's right for the city. I was hoping that you could talk to Lily Mae and Jared, Peter, and see if they would sell you their property. We don't have to wait for Rump's decision to delay the dump.
So what's in it for you?
Oh, nothing. I just want to do what's right for the city and its citizens. I need to do the right choice for them.
Okay, so now that we got that crap out of the way, let me reframe the question. What the heck is in it for you?
If you can secure the dump, or the land for the dump, I can make sure the county will give you enough land so that you can have for your own expansion of the business.
Okay, one last time. What in the blazing hell is in it for you?
Commissioner Rump said that he'll be sending federal funds to the city to help maintain the dump. And those federal funds will help to have other key employees compensated.
Here are your drinks. Bud Light for Bobby. And for you, Mayor Man, vodka and Mountain Dew. I call it voodoo.
She can do magic.
I can do anything when I'm inspired.
Magic.
Enjoy every last drop, especially you, Mayor Man.
Okay, I'll think about it. But I still don't like the idea of a dump next to my coal mine. And furthermore, getting Peter and Lily Mae to sell their land to me ain't gonna be easy.
Oh, I've taken some actions that will help. But I still need your influence to get over the wall, let's see. So I'll let you know after you talk to those two. Georgia, I'm surprised. This drink is really good.
I'll take the bill for the drink.
Oh no, this is city business. I'll put it on my American Express.
You want to pay for it now?
No, I think she has the money.
I do. I have it on file. Let me ring you up. And Mayor, make sure you finish that drink.
Please don't leave a tip, Madam Proprietor.
Of course not, Madam Cheapskate.
Headline, Gas City Gal gone, foul play feared, extra, extra, read all about it.
Who's missing?
My guess is it's Sally Wiggins.
Sylvia Wiggins ain't a gal.
How do you know? Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her?
Lily Mae Cummins is price.
According to Jeremiah, he went to go see
My wife!
Ex-wife,
She's missing, and our house is empty.
her house.
Her house is empty, and the mail's piling up everywhere.
only $1 to get a paper and the rest of the story.
Chief Joseph's over there investigating now.
Did he tie a yellow ribbon around the whole crime scene?
What's all the deal? Maybe she went canoeing or something.
Well, remember, she kayaked.
I think she'll show up. But if not, he'll open up a new avenue for acquiring the land. Cheers!
And I thought I was cold.
You are, but you got some stiff competition now.
Chief Joseph is investigating the disappearance. He's over at Lily Mae's house right now looking for any signs of foul play.
Yeah, kayak's gone, but they ain't found no sign of it down at the lake.
Well, maybe she went kayaking somewhere.
I don't reckon that's the case. Her car's still there. Her kayak trailer's still there. She wouldn't just leave town without telling nobody.
Headline, Chief to investigate further. Quote, it doesn't look good.
Boom, boom, boom. Lily Mae bites the dust. Lily Mae bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Lily Mae bites the dust.
So, you think Lily Mae's disappearance is linked to the land use issue?
Headline,
Missing woman, maybe. Piece of trash. Interesting headline, Jordy.
well, Jeremiah helped me with it. I'm not sure the landfill issue is linked, but I sure do like the headline. Plus, all these recent events have been a real boost for my paper. Sales are up 75%. Might as well keep it going.
Yeah, he sold 45 more papers last week than usual. Not enough to move out of my house, but it's a start.
With all the tempest flaring over who was going to control the land, you had to figure something bad was going to happen. There are lots of people involved. On the one hand, you got Peter and Lily Mae who own the land. On the other hand, you got Jeremiah Box who wants to build a store. And on the other hand, you got Bobby Buick with his coal mines.
But don't forget the mayor.
Imagine there's no mayor. It's easy if you try. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'd like another one.
Has the chief learned anything new since yesterday? Are they even sure anything is wrong? Is there any proof a crime has been committed?
Wow, you sure do ask a lot of questions. I'll bet you make a damn darn good reporter. Hey, I might even have an opening for you on my paper. Headline, Gas City Gazette gets new column. Father knows best.
Thank you for the offer, but I'm all set for employment.
Too bad. But to answer your question, it's because of all the golf ball altercations Peter had with Lily Mae. He sure is attracting the attention of the police.
Well, what does Peter have to say?
Good question. He ain't nowhere to be found. His house is empty and his mail's piling up, same as Lily Mae, except his car's missing too. They're trying to find him right now. Chief says he's a person of interest.
There ain't nothing interesting about him.
That is a family trait. But I don't think Peter had nothing to do with this. He's always been a pretty nice guy. And unlike his brother, he pays his bills.
Do they have any idea where he's gone?
Well, I known my brother most of his life, and it's like I told the chief, his boots are made for running, and that's just what he'll do.
Oh, shut up, Peter. Your brother has always been honest and respectful.
Honest and respectful, he stands to make a lot of money when he sells his property. Someone who is honest and respectful would help his brother with that money.
Not if that person was a low-down cheapskate who never paid his bills.
Mom, don't forget, Peter did hit golf balls through Lily Mae's windows.
Well, he flies off the handle every once in a while.
Good evening, everyone. George, I'll take him here.
Sure thing. Bud Light?
Ain't nothing light about this day. I'll take the Guinness.
You having a drink? Does that mean you off duty? My wife is missing.
Ex-wife.
My ex-wife is missing, and a person of interest has bolted. Don't you think you need to be back on duty?
Don't you think you need to let him have a drink?
Don't you think you need to shut up? One-man police force is always on duty.
Maybe you need to ask a few questions to help find Lily Mae. A lot of people with knowledge are right here.
Including you, Jeremiah. There ain't no evidence of foul play. Yet, you seem convinced that your ex-wife is in danger. Maybe the chief needs to be looking for any motive you might have had to do her harm. Like a life insurance policy.
Now, there ain't no need to look into that. I am on a small life insurance policy for $10,000, but if you are implying that I would want to hurt Lily Mae for money,
I certainly am!
Chief! Have you learned anything new?
There is a new development, one I find quite troubling. We need to chat with Peter Van Meter. I know he comes here often. Has anyone seen him recently?
No, Chief, I haven't seen him since the board meeting.
Dang it, Georgia, you need to come clean. He's in here all the time. Chief, maybe you need to take her down to the station and ask her a few questions.
Maybe you need to let me drink my drink.
I thought you were always on duty.
I'll let you know right away if he does come in.
Chief, if you don't mind my asking, what is the new development?
We found a kayak.
And was Lily Mae nearby?
The kayak was covered in a tarp outside Peter Van Meter's back door. I used my canine unit to track where Lily Mae went from there.
You have a canine unit in the police department?
Sure enough, Jack and Ripper, my own coon dogs. Force uses them when needed. They put their noses right to the grindstone and track where Lily Mae went from there. They let us clean over to Peter Van Meter's front door.
Now, Chief, just because the kayak was found and they led the dog lady to his front door, well, that don't mean nothing.
Good point, but he sure enough is a person of interest.
So, I can headline that a crime is being committed?
You'll need to talk to the district attorney, but things are looking mighty suspicious. That kayak has been damaged and taken on water. It looked like it's been hit by a blunt object.
Like a golf club or a golf ball, maybe?
We ain't determined what's caused the damage. Our forensic team's looking into it.
And you have a forensics team?
Sure enough. My neighbor, Flo Rivers. She used to teach chemistry down at the high school. She retired a few years back. She helped me out when needed.
Maybe the kayak was just old. I mean, Lily Mae's had that kayak for a long time. And as we all know, everything gets worse when it gets older.
It was a brand new kayak.
How do you know it was new?
We found the box smack dab in the middle of her gay ride. It had been delivered just a couple days before. Jack and Ripper continue to sniff. Hopefully they're going to find something soon.
Hopefully, they're going to find Peter sunk clear down to the bottom of the lake.
He won't be at the bottom. He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
Jeremiah, I thought you got along well with Peter.
We got along just fine. That is, right up until he switched sides and wasn't going to sell me his land. Then, when I found out he was talking friendly-like with my ex-wife about the land sale, it was over between us.
We may have to send our divers down to take a look at the bottom of that lake.
And you have divers in the police department?
Sure enough. My Uncle Rusty and his cousin Wallace. They took scuba diving lessons a few years back and they really enjoyed it. It may take them a week or two to get everything set up.
There you are, Chief Joseph. I've been looking all over for you. I checked your office, but I guess I should have checked here first.
Good day, Mayor. Just updating everybody on the progress of the investigation.
You should not be updating anybody but me first. I am the mayor.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, normally. But this mayor only seems to get in the way.
Indeed, I agree.
If you want me to agree, all you do is look at me, and I second that emotion.
I understand your concern, Mayor, but the main reason I'm here is to inquire as to the whereabouts of Peter Van Meter. My investigations uncovered a possible link between him and Miss Cummings' disappearance.
I thought those two had a lot of animosity between them.
Well, that ain't too strange. There's animosity between most people in this town.
We found the kayak over at Peter Van Meter's house. With the help of Jack and Ripper, we was able to determine that she'd entered Peter's house.
Chief, I just thought of something. You said that the kayak was brand spanking new, correct?
That's what I said.
Now, don't you think it's a little odd that she would spend money on a new kayak? I mean, I know since the divorce, money has been mighty tight.
Well, don't look at me. Things have been tight for me, too. I try to make the alimony payments when I can. Sometimes they're a little late.
Dear Ma, did Lily Mae say anything to you about buying a new kayak? I mean, don't you think it's strange she'd spend money on something like that and not tell anybody?
No, she didn't say nothing to me about it, but then again, she never said nothing to me about spending money anyway, especially when we was married. But you know, it is awfully odd she would buy a new kayak. I mean, the one she had is old, but it still floats.
I'll take a look. Don't want to miss anything that might clear this up.
Chief Joseph, you need to start tracking Peter Van Meter. His dogs, or your dogs, led you to his house. But he wasn't there. He was gone. Forget about looking for kayaks. You and I need to go to City Hall and start looking into some steps you can take into this investigation.
Why do you want to look at next steps? You ain't a trained detective.
Let's go, shall we?
Very well. Georgia, I'd like you to let me know if you happen to run into Peter Van Meter. And that goes for the rest of you, too. Use smoke signals if you have to.
I'll go with the mayor and the chief. You never know when a slip of the tongue might turn into a good headline.
I'll go too then.
Jeremiah, I suggest you go straight home and wait for me to contact you. And stay by the phone in the rare chance that Lily Mae calls.
Very rare chance.
As long as you promise to let me know if you hear anything.
You have my word.
Father?
I I'm praying so hard that all turns out well.
Does that work?
Not only does God listen, but it provides comfort for me as well.
Well, I believe everything will be just fine. But don't stop praying.
Thanks for coming in on such short notice.
Well, it's no problem for me. I had city financial records to go through anyway.
I just wanted to update y'all on the new developments in Lily Mae's disappearance.
Chief, can I say the headline now?
Since when have you ever asked?
Yes, you can, but only after the mayor gets here. I invited her to join us. Sorry for the inconvenience.
No need to apologize. You didn't make her late.
He ain't apologizing she's late. He's apologizing for inviting her.
Gotta agree with that.
Should be here soon. Here she is. Greetings, Mayor Man.
Well, the mayor finally made it. Y'all ready to get started?
You said we were going to get everyone together, so I assumed it was at the bar. That's where this town normally does its business, is it not?
You bitched and moaned so much the last time, I decided I would try to make you happy and have it here. But I guess that's a hopeless cause.
There's no guessing about that. It's hopeless.
Are you ready for me now?
Go for it.
Headline: Second murder linked to rope stump.
Who died? Another murder. Oh, I know. It's that guy who sings those awful songs. What's his name?
Repeater Van Meter, but he ain't disappeared.
We couldn't possibly get that lucky.
In Repeater's absence, let me just say, turn them off, turn them off, turn off those bad songs. The oldie is gone. He turns up and sings bad songs.
It's his brother, Peter. We fear he may have fallen to his death.
And do we know it was a murder?
That doesn't matter. I just like the headline.
If you'd like me to accompany you and you inform his next of kin, I'd be happy to provide comfort or assistance to the family.
We ain't determined if it's a murder yet. The body ain't been recovered.
Then what leads you to think he fell to his death?
During my thorough investigation of Lily Mae Cummins' disappearance, I discovered a rope hanging over the railroad bridge, the one that goes over the lake.
There's only one bridge in this town.
Naturally, I took a closer look to see what it was.
And?
It was a bungee cord.
Yep, that's Pete all right. He's the only one in this town stupid enough to bungee off of that bridge.
Now, bungee jumping sure is stupid. But there's a lot more people in this town more stupid than Peter. Oh, sorry, Father.
I examined that rope, and it had been severed. That was pretty clear.
Perhaps the train came by and severed it while he was dangling.
Headline: Death by the American Express.
I considered the train as a possibility since the rope was tied to the bridge, but the cut was 20 feet below the bridge. Now, the train might have been involved, but I find it much more likely that the rope snapped. The fighters were afraid of breaking the rope.
Honestly, let's think this over. Peter Van Meter is a fugitive on the run, wanted for murder. What better way to elude capture than to fake your own death? I'll bet he's on a beach in Mexico, laughing hysterically at the incompetence of this investigation. He probably staged the whole thing and has outsmarted all of us.
Or just you.
For your information, information, Mayor Man. I already considered all those possibilities.
And did you find a body?
No, but Uncle Rusty and Wallace will look for him when they're searching for Lily Mae's body. They'll be diving in a couple of days.
Unfortunately, I think the mayor has a point.
That is unfortunate.
I bet the rope was put there as a ruse.
Maybe Selby Wiggins put it there.
I'm quite sure that this was not staged.
What makes you think that?
I received a call from the American Express main office. They said a lady riding on the train had seen someone plunge off the bridge straight into the water. The same day Lily Mae disappeared.
And she didn't report it to the conductor?
She said she thought it was just some kids messing around, and then she saw the news story on the TV about the disappearance. I went to the bridge, found the rope, and that was it. I plan on paying the witness a visit to get more details.
I guess we'll have to wait for the divers to confirm my theory, and they will. In the interim, Jeremiah and Bobby, now that I have you here, I'd like to discuss the land use issue. Commissioner Rump and
Seriously? Are you for real? 2 of our citizens are gone, maybe dead, and you want to talk city issues?
You're just beating a dead horse. But Chief Joseph here has something else to discuss. We can just end the questioning here.
Well, since I'm not done, and you're all here, now would be a good time to go over the information. Even the smallest of details may be pertinent.
Chief, may I be released? I don't think I have anything to contribute, and I hope I am not a suspect.
I am a priest, for God's sake.
I'm not a suspect, Father, but you may be of some assistance. Now, did you talk with either Lily Mae or Peter before they disappeared?
Now that you mention it, Peter did stop by the church a couple days before you found Lily Mae's kayak.
So slow down. I want to be sure I get in print Father Sinbad's involvement in the deception and lies surrounding this small town crime.
Jody, you are not needed here. Your trumped up fake news headlines are only going to make things worse.
You can't silence the voice of the people. Headline: Chief Joseph attempts to silence the press.
I'm not needed here either.
On the contrary, Mayor Man, I suggest you stay. That way, you can see firsthand how a quality investigation moves forward. And then you'll probably just find fault anyway. Please continue, Father.
Peter was going to approach Lily Mae later that day. He wanted my advice on how to
Love thy neighbor.
and
Loving thy neighbor means placing thy neighbor's will above thy own.
Playing church on Sunday, Father. Please just stick to the conversation.
I advised him to be passionate.
You advised him to get passionate with my wife?
Ex-wife!
I did not advise him to become physically passionate. I suggested that he find something they had in common. And since a large part of their conflict revolves around the golf, I figured maybe he should give her golf lessons.
Wait, the golf club's nearby, and there's dancing the boat? Well, maybe he did get passionate with that golf club.
There is no evidence that the golf club was in any way involved. But that might explain why it was there. Thank you, Father. Let's move on to Jeremiah now.
Now, look here, Joseph. I'm a busy man. I got a mind to run. How about I go next?
No. Y'all seen these murder stories many times on TV, like CSI Podunk? They always interview the innocent ones first. It builds the suspense. I'll go next, and you can save Mr. Businessman Buick for later. The murderer always goes last.
How about you and I discuss this outside, up close and personal, after this meeting?
Headline: Murder investigation leads to murder number 3. This is going to sell a lot of papers.
There ain't gonna be no murder, but you can take a picture of this fool with a fat lip or a busted eye. I will kick your butt, gentlemen!
You need to remain calm. You won't solve anything.
Chief, don't you want to say something, Mayor? Chief, maybe you need to step in before this escalates any further.
On the contrary, let them fight. Sometimes you get important foods when tempers start to flare.
Gentlemen, please, stop before you do something stupid.
The mayor's right. Sorry about that, Chief.
I apologize too. I get carried away sometimes.
And sometimes people butt in and ruin the chance to get more information. Thank you, Mayor Man.
You're welcome.
Bobby Buick, you can go next. Now, didn't I hear that you had a conversation at Georgia's bar with Lily Mae just before she disappeared?
I merely talked to her about buying her land. She was very interested. It was a very friendly and enthusiastic conversation.
Oh, and as I recollect, she wasn't very enthusiastic about you buying her land.
Would you like to conduct the investigation, Mayor Man?
It might be more effective.
I noticed a slight dip in Lily Mae's enthusiasm during the meeting, but I am convinced that as soon as I gave her my offer, that enthusiasm would quickly return.
Now, did you talk with either Lily Mae or Peter after the meeting?
No, but my attorney did find some interesting documents. According to the terms of their divorce, Lily Mae has to provide Jeremiah a portion of the proceeds if she sells the land. That proves I got nothing to do with this. Lord knows I'd rather push this man off the bridge than hurt Lily Mae and have to deal with this jerk.
Are you accusing me of having motive to harm my wife?
Ex-wife!
Okay, ex-wife. We loved each other.
Really? That's not what she told me.
There ain't no way I would ever hurt her. If you think my desire to make money or build my business is stronger than my feelings for Lily Mae, you are wrong, wrong, wrong!
His strong emotions and feelings seem sincere, and in the eyes of the Catholic Church, they are still husband and wife.
In the eyes of the state, they are divorced. Oh, sorry, Joseph.
His strong emotions and feelings might be a motive.
And it doesn't hurt me in the least if something were to happen to Peter Van Meter. He was willing to sell me his land. We was friends.
Now, hold on a minute. Didn't you just say the other day that he had betrayed you, switched sides, and teamed up with your wife?
Ex-wife!
I got over that quickly. He was a good old boy.
I find it interesting how quickly you got over it, and even more interesting how you refer to Peter in the past tense. Now, when Uncle Rusty and Cousin Wallace get to the bottom of that lake, my hope is that the only thing they find is fish and weeds. If something more tragic's found, I suspect the evidence is going to lead them right to the culprit. That's all I have for now.
Chief, there's someone here who you have failed to question, and that person might have some relevant information to the investigation. And that someone is Georgia.
Headline! Mayor Man accuses my mama of murder.
I never said anything but your fake headline news. I just want to say she is a person of interest who might uncover the truth.
I already asked Georgia if she'd seen Peter after the meeting, and she said no. Now, if you want to conduct your own inquisition and keep us all here a lot longer, then by all means, go right ahead.
Well, to satisfy Mayor Medler Pants, I'll go over it again. As I said before, I spoke with Lily Mae and Peter after the last meeting. I simply suggested that they work together to do what was right for Gas City.
And I bet you didn't advise them about helping the commissioner to help purchase
only that they work together. Father Sinbad was there. He can confirm my words.
Indeed, Georgia was very kind and wise with her advice.
And I haven't seen either of them since.
Thank you, Georgia. I'm done for now. Any more questions?
Now, Chief, did you ever look into that KAC purchase? Remember you said it was new and still, the box was still in the garage.
Oh yeah, we're still pursuing that.
Well, I think I can save you some time. I was going through, during the discussion, I was going through the city's financial expenses for the month. And I came across some odd charges on the city's American Express.
Let's stop right there. This is not a public forum to discuss the city's financial issues.
I think it's proper. Most of us are city employees or city council members.
And I've been known to keep a secret from time to time.
It's one of the holy obligations of my job.
Just think of me as a little some fly on the wall. I could care less about some big city scandal. Just pretend I'm not here and talk loud and slow.
Georgia, I think it wise that you and I go into my office and discuss this in private.
On the contrary, I think it's downright shady if you go discuss this in private.
I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I did, forget it. There's nothing, I've done nothing wrong.
Well, Mayor, me. It is better we discuss this right here and now. Those charges were on your account, Mayor Man, but I suspect you knew that already.
Oh, motion is approved.
The first charge that raises some concern was for $210.19 to a company called Wet Dreams Kayaks and Stuff.
Yeah, you know, kayaks, if new kayaks are an awful lot of money and a lot of fun. I almost bought Lily Mae one a couple years back for our anniversary. I bought her the used one instead.
Perhaps the reason you don't need to keep celebrating anniversaries.
The big question is why you buy a kayak using city money.
Or why on God's green earth a company would call itself Wet Dream?
One additional charge that seems a little peculiar is to the Fallen Bodies bungee supplies for $31.18.
Would you like to explain further, Mayor, or perhaps go back to my office for a more in-depth conversation there?
It's not what you think. I did nothing wrong.
Chief Joseph, perhaps the witness needs a little persuasion. I bet that Wet Dreams company sells waterboards too.
Mayor Man, may I suggest you consider your retaining of an eternity before saying anything further?
I think you meant to say attorney.
I did not.
Yeah, whatever. Attorneys usually cause way more problems than they solve.
Let me handle this. Mayor Man, you can hire an attorney if you want, but this is only an inquisition, so please just answer the damn questions.
I don't need an attorney. Yes, I did purchase those things, and yes, they were bought as gifts for Lily Mae and Peter. But they were merely a down payment for their agreement to sell their land to the city.
You spend over $200 to influence Lily Mae and only $30 to influence Peter? Well, if that ain't a sure case of gender bias, I don't think...
It just shows that it takes more to influence a woman.
There was no down payment. They weren't going to sell their land to the county.
Lily Mae wouldn't sell you her land so you could build a dump. That's just a pile of crap.
It's hard to argue with that.
You obviously tried to bribe them. You wanted this dump so you could line your pockets. I suspect you probably then paid them a little visit and had them try to sell you the land.
And when that didn't work, you took matters into your own hands. The story's all right there on that charge card.
Headline, murder on the American Express.
This is ridiculous. I did no such thing. I didn't even talk to Lily Mae after she got in the kayak.
It's a kayak!
And I didn't talk to Peter either. Now, I am just tired of these wild accusations. In fact, this discussion is over.
Mayor Man's on the run. Mayor Man's on the run.
Gee, Joseph, don't you think you need to stop and arrest her?
I don't walk that fast.
Maybe call some of your men.
I'm the only one on the force.
You have divers, a canine unit, and a forensics team, but you don't have any other help.
Our budget is limited.
But she's a murderer.
No, she's not. Well, how do you know? Because I got this here postcard what's in the mail.
Well, what's it say?
He's coming back to find a world he left behind.
I guess it's gonna be right by his side.
He's leaving
On a midnight train to Georgia's. Woo woo!
Stop! Don't sing another word. We can read it for ourselves.
Georgia, Georgia, no drink can I find. Give me one strong and clear and get the mayor off my mind.
I will get you one as soon as you start playing and stop singing.
Georgia, I'll buy his drink.
You do realize when you start buying his drinks, you'll be his friend forever, and he'll definitely stay longer.
I like having him around.
Are you tone deaf, Father? How much have you had to drink? Maybe I should cut you off.
Ever since Repeater sent us that postcard, things seem to be much better. Look over there. Jeremiah and Bobby are now talking civilly. Your disposition is brighter every day, and even Repeater's singing seems to have improved.
All right, that does it. You're cut off.
That is right, Georgia. We're just working out the business plan here.
Yeah, we figure instead of fighting amongst ourselves over the land, there's plenty of room for both of us to get what we want.
Don't you need the consent of the landowners?
There's just water under the bridge.
And there ain't no need for a kayak.
Speaking of kayaks, has anyone heard from our mayor?
Ex-mayor.
Nope. After Chief Joseph went through the rest of the expenses, he found a few more suspect charges, and he let Mayor Anita Man Bad know all about it. He didn't find a whole bunch of money, but the mayor thought the chief would press on. So she bolted them rather than face misappropriation of city funds.
Georgia, honey, we can't thank you enough. The American Express was the key.
I heard a rumor that she spent a lot of money to obtain a visa and flee the country.
Rest assured, no one around here was trying to discover where she's headed.
But now, don't they keep some kind of a MasterCard to keep track of all those things?
Chief made the right choice. As soon as she bolted, who gives a crap?
The important thing is the mayor is gone.
Hallelujah!
You know, the chief thought something just like that. I think it was something like, Una Squanagagi, or something like that.
That's karaoke for wonderful.
Headline, ding dong, the mayor is gone.
Shoot, Jordy, you're stealing my songs.
Well, thank you, Jordy. What do you know? Look who's here!
Welcome back, you two.
Back from the dead.
When there's something strange in Georgia's bar, who are you gonna call? Those busters.
When did you get back in town?
Just got into Gas City about an hour ago.
I wanted to get a beer right away, but Lily Mae wanted to unpack first.
And all my nerves. Now that we're married.
honey. We both got a lot of adjusting to do.
Lily Mae, how could you get married? Repeater didn't say nothing about that. Why didn't you call me first?
I don't need your permission.
But how could you get married? You're my wife.
Ex-wife!
Look at the bright side, Jeremiah, honey. This means you no longer have to pay alimony.
Oh, well, then congratulations, you two. I'm so happy for you, honey.
A lot happened after you left. It has been quite eventful here.
Well, I did hear that. Unfortunately, Repeater had to sing us up to date on things. But I did read your paper too, Jordy. Quite interesting to say the least.
Yeah, we was a bit confused on how you came to the supposition that we was missing or dead.
Well, we can discuss that in a bit. Right now, I am more interested in knowing how you two decided to tie the knot. Last month, you were bitter enemies.
But we're in love now, right, Peter?
Oh, yeah. We're in love.
It will take some training, Lily Mae, but don't worry, he'll get there.
And Georgia, we have you to thank for everything.
Well, and don't forget Father. He helped us too.
Yeah, after our chat at the city council meeting, I was not at all sure that Peter and I could work things out. But when I got home, I had a present waiting on my porch. A new kayak. Can you believe it? I thought, what better way than to clear my head but to float out onto the lake?
And I had a new bungee cord waiting for me when I got home. Nothing like a little bungee jumping to clear my head. Right away, I took off for the bridge, tied my rope, and plunged over. Now, I don't know if the cord was defective or if I was distracted by Lily Mae or what. But when I reached the end of my rope, I kind of just hung there for a second. Then snap, it broke.
And wouldn't you know it, just then I was kayaking under the bridge. I saw Peter plunge into the water. I paddled all over him. And I got his butt in the kayak and took him all the way back to shore to his home.
Oh, that is straight out of a romance.
Really, Mama? A near-death plunge off a bridge is romantic?
Oh, you men just don't understand romance.
How fortunate for Peter you were so nearby, Lily Mae.
I thought that at first, but then I reckoned it weren't luck at all. It was destiny, pure and simple.
God works in mysterious ways.
It has been such a long time since a man has been so appreciative of me.
Thanks a lot, Lily Mae.
After I dried Peter off, he wanted to teach me how to golf. We had so much fun, and then he said he wanted to get lucky. And I said, yes, let's go to Las Vegas.
That wasn't exactly what I had tonight.
And then we decided to tie the knot.
Headline: Gas City couple takes plunge straight into love and marriage.
Love and marriage, love and marriage. My older brother Peter went to Jared.
While in Vegas, I sent Repeater a postcard explaining what was going on. When we got back and found out all that happened, we was a tad bit confused. We were sure you knew our plans.
Yeah, Georgia, don't you remember? I telephoned you and asked you to watch the house and get the mail.
Well, maybe now that you mention it. But she never asked me if I talked to you, only if I've seen you. Ooh, your mail must be piling up.
I'm just glad you're back safely. And even though the church can't fully recognize a second marriage, I wish you both well.
And we got rid of the mayor.
Hallelujah!
Amen.
It sure is better that way.
There's still a few things that perplex me. I how did you know about the bungee cord and the kayak? How did the damage occur?
Okay, maybe I knew about it for a while. Maybe American Express contacted me when the bungee and kayak was purchased. I just figured by mentioning the kayak over and over and over to the police chief that maybe he would come on to the mayor's financial improprieties.
Slow down, let me get this down.
Jordan, if this ever shows up in your paper, I will not only take you out of my will, but I will cut off all the important parts of your body. Do you understand? Headline, Mama emasculates Sonny Boy.
Don't worry, Mama. I'm forgetting about it already.
And as for the dance and the kayak, well, Peter didn't teach me how to golf very well.
Somehow I knew this would end up being my fault.
On that first swing, that ball slides right into the kayak. So then, Peter had me adjust my fingers, and I swung at that second ball and slides right into the hole of the kayak again. Oh my goodness, you should have seen all the dance. Peter ain't teaching me how to golf no more.
See, it's not that easy to get rid of the slide.
Thank you, Peter, for your call this morning. Jeremiah and I are just figuring out how to use your land.
Yeah, we figure y'all can sell one of the houses and there'll still be plenty of land for Bobby's coal mine expansion and me to get my store up off the ground.
The sale should allow your new life and your new home to be so much better.
Yeah, having a coal mine in your backyard can do that. Oh, I almost forgot. I also have some good news. All these recent events have been a real boost for my paper. Subscriptions are up 55%. The money will soon be flowing in.
Does that mean you can move out of my house? You know the best gift you can give me is your financial independence.
Not quite there yet, Mama, but I'm getting closer.
Well, then I have some good news to share. In light of recent circumstances, I have decided to run for mayor.
Congratulations.
I think that's a great idea.
It'll be a vast improvement whether you win or not.
Let's hope Selby Wiggins don't run.
Well, I have a lot of great ideas on improving Gas City.
Who cares? The mayor's gone.
As someone once said, all's well that ends well.
Y'all got a lot of good news, but I got some good news of my own.
Oh, please don't sing about it.
I've been contacted by Twang Records out of Nashville. They want me to record some of my singing. I could be the next big star.
Dear brother, does that mean you'll be moving out of Gas City?
Oh no, once they heard some more of my singing, they said it'd be better if I practiced at home. Make no mistake, they want to hear a whole lot more of me. Sing that to me one more time, once is never enough from a guy like me.
Lily Mae, dear, seeing as how Rapita's going to be doing a whole lot more singing, maybe we could sell both houses and move out of earshot.
Peter, Gas City is our home, and as everyone knows,
We built this city on rock.